although more of the former than the latter. There were good throws and there were teaching moments, including an interception he sailed way over his target's head. Thursday was a different story. McCarthy found a rhythm on day 2 of these joint practices and did some serious damage to the New England defense. He was decisive and he was accurate. He threw bullets into tight windows. Hell yeah, let's get it, homie. But more importantly, he threw perfectly placed passes with touch. Woo! Come on, dog. What we doing here, man? What we doing, man? You heard? Everything they say he struggled with, everything they say he couldn't do, throwing bullet passes, throwing passes into tight windows, needs to improve his accuracy. Huh? He did that in one damn day, homie. You hear me, dog? One day, bruh. He just getting started. Just getting fucking started, bruh. Come on now. Come on, dog. He threw perfectly placed passes with touch. It was one of the 2 or 3 best performances we've seen all camp long for Minnesota's young starting quarterback. And an argument could be made that it sits atop that list. That's impressive, bro. Very impressive from McCarthy. Very impressive work and skills from McCarthy, bro. He is blooming. It is all coming together. Stand on that 10 toes down, man. Believe that. McCarthy finna ball, homie. And I'm going to keep saying like I've been saying this shit, bro. Period. Win, lose, or draw, SKOL Vikes. McCarthy said that coming into Wednesday, he watched film of the Patriots' first preseason game, but those weren't the looks he saw in that practice. So on Thursday, he switched his mindset. I like it. I like it. There you go, baby. Adaptation, JJ. Let's get it, homie. You bout it, fool. Hear the call, play the call, focus on my fundamentals, and go through the pure progressions and play from there. Not knowing what you're going to expect, he said. That plan worked out. I feel like I was able to be more decisive and quick and really focus on my feet. So I'm guessing this is the post presser. We're going to get into it. Believe me, we're going to get into it, homie, which is the foundation for the rest of the play. McCarthy said, footwork, technique, dog, period. The offense was humming as a whole. It felt like we were running the ball really well. We were moving the line of scrimmage. Guys were detailed in and out of their routes. I felt like the ball placement was there and a lot more accurate today than yesterday. What more could you ask for, homie, huh? You hear me? Head coach Kevin O'Connell also used the word decisive to describe McCarthy's day. Let's get it, man. Incredible amount of conviction to some of the decisions he made. Location of the football, O'Connell said. Lot to build on. Thursday actually didn't get off to the best start from McCarthy. Red zone work was a big focus of the day, and after some 1-on-1 and 3-on-3 reps down there, the teams broke into a 7-on-7 period in the end zone. McCarthy threw a dot to Thayer Thomas for a touchdown, but that was his lone completion among his first 5 throws before he ended up the period with 2 more. It was an 11-on-11 action, still in the red zone, where McCarthy really started to cook. That's encouraging, given that for much of this camp, he seemed to have more success in 7-on-7 work without facing a pass rush. After Jordan Addison couldn't quite make a one-handed catch on a go route on the first rep of the period, McCarthy began a stretch where he didn't throw an incompletion for a long, long time. Come on, homie. Come on, man. Let's work, man. He hit TJ Hawkinson and an outbreaking route. He rifled the ball to Thomas over the middle of the field. He found Aaron Jones for a touchdown in the flat. He layered the ball to Addison with touch in the back of the end zone, which McCarthy later said was one of his favorite throws of the day. He escaped pressure to the right and hit Lucky Jackson while on the run. Lucky Jackson, remember the name. He could be a 3. Not only that, but make noise at the 3, huh? You hear me? McCarthy then threw a fourth consecutive touchdown pass, this one to Thomas, which set off the first big fight of the 2 days of joint practices. Patriots linebacker Kavon Chasen threw Vikings left tackle Justin SKOL to the ground by his jersey. Dirty punk chump, which escalated things. Unsurprisingly, McCarthy was right in the middle of the scrum, sticking up for his teammate. Let's go, McCarthy. That's what you want as your quarterback. That's what you want as your quarterback, dog. Gonna get in there, get dirty, put his helmet in there, dog. No fear. You hear me? You mess with mine, we mess with yours, bruh. The hell you talking about around here, round yonder, bruh? Shout out McCarthy, man. Kirk Cousins bitch ass would have scooted away, homie. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think Sam Darnold would have got up in their head first like that. You hear me, my boy? Yeah, hell yeah, dog. The hell they talking about? Trying to shit on McCarthy name. Better show some respect. Huh? Better show some respect to my dog. Yeah. Believe that. The teams then moved the ball back into the offensive territory for a more standard 11-on-11 period, and McCarthy kept cooking. On a play where he was adamantly sacked by more than one Patriot, he let loose on a beautiful deep ball to Aaron Jones past multiple defenders. Jones ran into the end zone and started a SKOL chant with the crowd. McCarthy continued to hum with numerous shorter completions and another highlight. A deep ball to Addison that was maybe a little short, but place where Addison could slide and make the grab. That's all you want, man. Progress, dog. Happy for that, man. For real, man. No cap, homie. And to cap off his excellent day, McCarthy led the Vikings on a successful 1-minute drill. The situation was the offense trailing 27-21 with one timeout left. On the first play, McCarthy found Addison on a comeback route for a first down. After a throwaway and an incompletion to Hockenson, the tight end wanted a flag thrown for holding. McCarthy scrambled on third down to move the chains. Come on, man. This really more impressive than the throws or when he was heating up. 2-minute drills, 1-minute drills, game on the line. How do you look? Are you prepared, homie? Are you ready? Let's go. A defensive penalty was called on the next play, which was another scramble. Then, with around 15 seconds left on the clock, McCarthy went through his progression and rifled the drill-winning touchdown to Addison past Patriots cornerback Marcus Jones, the guy who picked McCarthy off in 7-on-7 action on Wednesday. Payback, homie. Payback. Homie, don't play that. You hear me? Addison let Jones know about it too. Let's go, man. It's entirely impossible. I missed the play while also trying to focus on the Vikings defense, but I had McCarthy charted with 15 consecutive completions. You say 15, homie? You say 15, bro? In 11-on-11 action, it was quite the performance by him and Addison, who were dialed in all day long. This was the last practice of Vikings training camp that was open to fans, and he put on quite the show for them. Vikings defense improves. Man, hey, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Bandito in the building. Bandito in the building. SKOL tie, bro. SKOL tie. Shout out Bandito Suavecito in the building, bro. You hear me? Believe that, dog. Shout out Bandito Suavecito. What up, homie? What up, big dog? Believe that. We ain't seen shit yet. JJ will put Caleb on bus status week 1. Hey, man. Break them boys, Bandito. You hear me? What I say to you? Turn Soldier Field to bitch field, my boy. Let me say it again. Turn Soldier Field to bitch field, dog. Straight up. Care what nobody talking about, dog. Huh? For real. JJ telling the league he's figuring it out. His feet are key. Man, true story, dog. True story, man. Addison looking so good approaching his suspension. Hey, Addison ready, homie. Addison, he just building the momentum. He just building the momentum, right, big dog? That's all he doing with it. That's all he doing around yonder. That's it, homie. Man, you know Kirk. Man, girl, you know Kirk. Kirk would have went right to the house, man. You know, you in the chat, like it up, man. Kirk Cousins' bitch ass would have took his ass home. You absolutely right, man. Kirk would have been scared as hell to dive in. Kirk would have backed up on some scary type shit, man. We know what it is. Shout out McCarthy, dog. True leader, homie. True quarterback, homie. True motherfucking winner, homie. You hear me, dog? Let's get back to it, man. What are they talking about? Come on, man. The Vikings offense wasn't the only unit that did better on Thursday than on Wednesday. It was a similar story for the first team defense, which didn't play up to its lofty standard during the first joint practice. That unit seemed to show up on Thursday with something to prove. Drake May and the Patriots still made some plays over the course of a lengthy practice, no doubt, but the Vikings pass rush was active and they snuffed out a lot of what New England was looking to do. Shout out to defense, man. Shout out to defense. Jonathan Grenard, who has maybe been the MVP of Vikings training camp, was once again a problem. He had 2 sacks and several other pressures. Jonathan Allen and Javon Hargrave both got into the backfield, as did Jalen Redmond, who really impressed on Thursday. The pass rush, combined with the coverage, forced May to exhaust his progressions and attempt to scramble on numerous reps. Trenches, man. Trenches, homie. You know, that's all I'm going to say. Trenches, man, for real. For real, bro. The Vikings were 1 play away from ending the Patriots' 1-minute drill on a high note. 2, Allen sacked May on the first play of that series, and after a big completion to Mac Hollins, who may or may not have been in bounds, Dallas Turner picked up a sack. There was a short completion and a false start. Then, with minimal time left on the clock, May chucked up a Hail Mary to Kaysen Boutte, who came down with it in front of Isaiah Rodgers and Josh Metellus to win the drill. Come on now, Rodgers. Come on now, Metellus. Finish strong, dog. Period. Come on, man. Come on, man. Gotta finish strong. Don't give him that chump bullshit and end of practice type shit. Don't give him that fluke play, homie. For real. Metellus got banged up on a aforementioned Hail Mary. O'Connell said he has a minor shoulder issue and will be evaluated. Damn, bro. I'm sure he's all right, though. He's also dealt with a minor ankle injury at times during camp. Jalen Naylor jammed his hand early in practice and set out the rest of the day. He'll be evaluated as well. The Vikings are already low on wide receiver depth after losing Rondale Moore for the year. Hey, be very cautious, dog. You got to sit these dudes. Sit them, man. Don't need no injuries, for real. Don't need no injuries to the main players especially. Things got a lot more chippy on Thursday than they did the day before. In addition to Chason play, there was another scrum involving Vikings linebacker Ivan Pace Jr. and several others, where Mike Vrabel ended up in the middle of the pile. There were a couple of other times where things got close to boiling over after a play. The intensity was high, and there may have been some frustration on the Patriots based on how practice was going. Them boys mad. Them boys mad because the Vikings was styling on them, huh? Oh, you mad because I'm styling on you. You hear me? Let's go, man. Don't get mad. Get glad, motherfucker. For real, bro. Get glad, dog. Yeah. Backup QB Sam Howell had another solid day, highlighted by a perfect throw to Deshaun Jones for a touchdown up the left sideline in the red zone, 11 on 11 period. Howell also nearly led the Vikings second-team offense to win the 1-minute drill. After a slow start, he found Jones to move the chains on 4th down. He then floated a ball off his back foot to Miles Price, who was touched at the 1-yard line, but probably would have scored if it were live. Price celebrated as if he had scored, but the refs ruled him down at the 1, and the Vikings had to spike it. With 1 second on the clock, Howell's ensuing pass was broken up. So shout out Sam Howell, homie. Heavy, huh? I think it's a battle for that number 2 spot, and I think Max Brosmer are going to win it. Vikings rookie QB Max Brosmer didn't get a ton of reps, but he capitalized on the ones he did get. There was a touchdown to Price in the red zone, and then a stretch where he completed back-to-back passes into tight windows to Tim Jones and Jashawn Jones for chunk gains. Brosmer has looked too good for the Vikings to risk exposing him to waivers in a couple weeks. In my opinion, he'll play a bunch in the final 2 preseason games. Gotta keep Brosmer, homie. Gotta keep Brosmer. Facts. He looking too good not to, right? On the final 1-minute drill, which was led by Josh Dobbs and a Patriots second-team offense, Mekhi Blackmon seemingly had a great chance to seal the win for the defense with the interception in the end zone. Instead, he batted the ball down. Grenard yelled, "Catch the ball, 5," from the sideline. 1 play later, Dobbs found his tight end for a touchdown. Hey, catch the damn ball, Blackmon, for real, though. Period, man. Good defense, cool. Pass deflection, cool. But you can intercept it. You can pick that ball off, get a ball back to your offense. That's what it's about, bro. And as you can see, they scored on the next play. So anytime you get your hands on the ball, you can catch that thing, man, bring that thing in for real. It was for practice and a great day for the Vikings. Congratulations, salute to the Vikings, bro. For real, homie. Congratulations, salute to the Vikings, man. You know? That's all I gotta say, man. Like, no cap, bro. And once again, I just gotta reiterate it, dog. Growth and development, dog. Growth, progress, dog. You know? That's all I gotta say, man. Every time, every day, man. Keep going, keep getting better as a squad, as a roster, and watch how it turn out. Watch how the thing turn out, bro. For real, man. Watch how this shit turn out, bro. Let's go, man. For real. But yeah, got to get that pick, bro, on the spike. Got to get that pick, bro. Got to make that play, homie, every time. Got to make it. No excuses, for real. Getting some of these videos, though, man. Really is day in, play in. Yeah, man. Got to make plays, bro. Got to make the plays. Let's check out some of this JJ McCarthy. You know, this JJ McCarthy footage, man, with his interview. This little pressure right here. See what JJ McCarthy got to say. Let's see. Give me 1 second, man. Let me share this screen again right quick. I really want to see what I don't know if this is a post presser or presser before practice or during or after. I believe it might be after, though. Not sure, though. We're going to find out, though. So give me 1 second. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second, though. Let's see right here what we got. Yeah, hold on. God, these full press conferences right here. So these are player press conferences. We can check them out. I want to see if they got some footage, though, man. Like some actual footage, huh? You hear me? Straight up, man. We'll keep going about it. But first, let's get into this JJ McCarthy one, though, homie. McCarthy!
We had a great few practices with this joint practice.
You hear me? No cap, man. Turn him up. Hold on, man. Give me a second, bro. Turn him up. You know what the hell going on? What going on, man? Come on.
We had a great few practices with this joint practice. You know, Vrabel, he had the guys ready, and it was an awesome opportunity for us to learn and grow and continue to develop the philosophies and chemistry that we're working towards. And just want to open it up to any questions. But first, you know, just want to express my gratitude towards all the fans. You know, you've been
big dog, man. Big dog, man. I'm gonna get into your question in a minute, growing the spike. I'm gonna get into your question in a minute, big dog. Finna use this bathroom. I'm gonna let this play though. I gotta give me 1 second. I'm gonna let this play though, dog.
Absolutely fantastic coming out here, packed house every time there's an open practice. So just want to say, you know, all of us, myself included, really appreciate you guys and can't wait for the season.
JJ, did today feel like one of your better days out there?
It did. The offense was humming as a whole. I feel like the physicality up front really set the tone, and just the way we were able to execute and, you know, just be precise. But it all starts with the boys up front. They did a tremendous job today.
From your perspective, what was working?
It was really a culmination of everything. I felt like we were running the ball really well. We were moving the line of scrimmage. Guys were detailed in and out of the routes, and, you know, I felt like the ball placement was there, a lot more accurate today than yesterday. You know, but still a lot of throws that I want back and could, you know, put in better spots. But at the end of the day, I feel like we were just functioning very well, ones and twos.
The ball placement, like when you had a few throws like yesterday, there were some throws in that regard. Like, how do you evaluate that? How do you think of yourself as a thrower when you have a day like that and a day like today?
I think I'm one of the, you know, most accurate guys out there, and just being able to, you know, take it day to day and, you know, really hone in on just every single throw. It's not just, you know, the ball was completed. It's, did I give him runner's ball? Did I put it on the right pad for him to turn a certain way? So, you know, just being able to really lean into that as one of my strengths is something that I always have to, you know, be extremely hard on every single throw.
Kevin talked a little bit about kind of game planning for today, or what was that process like for you of kind of taking the film from yesterday and preparing for today?
Going into yesterday, I took a lot of the film that I saw in that first preseason game and tried to apply it to today, and they did not do much of that. A little bit, but it was kind of like switched my mindset into this day with just, hear the call, play the call, focus on my fundamentals, and, go through the pure progressions and, just kind of play it from there. Like, you're not knowing what you're going to expect. And I feel like I was able to be more decisive and quick and, really focus on my feet, which is the foundation for the rest of the play.
What value do you think there is in trying to do it that way and then kind of learn through that process?
Extremely valuable because, I was talking to Jets the other day in the
Hold on, man. I miss a little bit now. I know y'all probably pissed. I'm running it back, though. I'm running it back, dog. I miss a little bit, dog. I'm running it back, dog. Just a little bit. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I feel like we were just functioning very well, ones and twos.
Ball placement, like when you have a few throws like yesterday, there were some throws in that regard. Like, how do you evaluate that? How do you think of yourself as a thrower when you have a day like that and then a day like today?
You run it back, huh?
Few practices.
I gotta hear it, man.
Practice, Vrabel, he had the guys ready, and it was an awesome opportunity for us to learn and grow and continue to develop the philosophies and chemistry that we're working towards. And just want to open it up to any questions. But first, just want to express my gratitude towards all the fans. You've been absolutely fantastic coming out here, packed house.
Shout out to the fans, man. Shout out to the Vikings fans, bro. Who come out there and represent and support and rock with the group, man. You know what I mean? Shout out, man. You know what I mean? Heavy, bro. Hey, growing the spike, what you talking about, big dog? What we talking about? You say 22 what? 22 what, bro? Do I need to run it back? Do I need to run it back, homie? You hear me? We talking about 22 what, big dog, huh? What we got going, man? What we got going, homie? Let me know. Let me know something. Let me know something, man. Huh? Let's get it in, man. 1 second, bro.
House every time there's an open practice. So just want to say, all of us, myself included, really appreciate you guys and can't wait for the season.
JJ, did today feel like one of your better days out there?
It did. The offense was humming as a whole. I feel like the physicality up front really set the tone, and just the way we were able to execute and, just be precise. But it all starts with the boys up front. They did a tremendous job today.
Trenches. You hear me? Trenches, dog. Huh? That's your word? Huh?
It was really a culmination of everything. I felt like we were running the ball really well. We were moving the line of scrimmage. Guys were detailed in and out of the routes. And, I felt like the ball placement was there a lot more accurate today than yesterday. But still a lot of throws that I want back and could, put in better spots. But at the end of the day, I feel like we were just functioning very well, ones and twos.
Ball placement, like when you have a few throws like yesterday.
And we know it's about rhythm, getting into rhythm, huh? What is the game really about week in, week out, homie? You see teams have no rhythm. 9 times out of 10, they lose the game. Now, you can get into rhythm later in the game, late in the game. It comes later, but it's about rhythm, baby. Cohesion, chemistry, getting it going, baby. Getting it going, huh? You hear me, dog? No cap, bruh. The man just said it, bruh. This team going to be dangerous, dog. Stand on that 10 toes down. 12 plus. I say 12 plus wins. Yeah, believe that.
Hey, there were some throws in that regard. Like, how do you evaluate that? How do you think of yourself as a thrower when you have a day like that and then a day like today?
I think I'm one of the, most accurate guys out there.
Oh, yeah, Spike. Oh, yeah, Grow. Dude, only 22, man. 22 already a leader. 22 with that mind frame. You hear me, dog? Look who Kirk Cousins was at, 35? 37? Straight punk chump, scary boy. Dude, 22 leading like this, man. Showing this maturity, man. Showing this level of confidence, man. That's why they hate on him for real, though. Huh? Because he's a Vikings quarterback. They don't want to see succeed. Huh? 22 years old, man. Putting this work in, dog. Adapting this quickly and swiftly, bro. Off of a season-ending injury, dog. Still physically a rookie. Experience still a rookie. That's what they don't like, bro. That's what they scared of, bro. And they know he with KOC. They know the weapons he got, and everybody want to talk about the cowherds and shit. Oh, he has weapons. No shit, Sherlock. Ain't you supposed to put the best team possible around your quarterback? I don't care who the hell it is. Even Patrick Mahomes had weapons, bro. The fuck? We talking about here, bro? Man, what's up, man? We talking about, dog? Hear me, dog? They get mad because McCarthy got weapons, because McCarthy got Jettas and Addison and Hawkinson. Like what? They supposed to put trash around him? Oh, they mad because he got a great old line now. He ain't supposed to have protection. Motherfuckers be cat, bro. I'm telling you, they cat, bro. But then when the Vikings do good, they ride the nuts, hop on the nuts, yeah, jump the nuts. Know what's going on? You might not. I know what's going on. You know, he's a leader. Facts, bro. JJ is for sure confident in himself, which is a good mentality to have. 100 facts, Machiavelli. 100, man. Yes, 12 plus, bro. I've been called it 12 plus, man. Let's go, bro. What they talking about around yonder, bro? 12 plus, dog. Straight
and just
up.
being able to, take it day to day and, really hone in on just every single throw. It's not just, the ball was completed. It's, did I give him runner's ball? Did I put it on the right pad for him to turn a certain way? So, just being able to really lean into that as one of my strengths is something that I always have to, be extremely hard on every single throw.
Did Kevin talk a little bit about kind of game planning for today, or what was that process like for you of kind of taking the film from yesterday and preparing for today?
Going into yesterday, I took a lot of the film that I saw in that first preseason game and tried to apply it to today, and they did not do much of that. A little bit, but it was kind of like switched my mind.
Adjustments, homie. Made adjustment. What do you say? Switched his mind. I read it previously. Adjustments, adapting. Are you able to adapt, dog, to any situation? Because we know it won't always be perfect. It won't always be peaches and cream. It's going to be games, maybe playoff game. He got to adapt, bro. A tough moment, tough environment, tough situation. They throw something different at you, dog. It look a little different with the defense. What you going to do? Adapt? By that time, you talk about fully adapt, bro. Mental, baby. Mental. It's fun to fucking mental, bro. You hear me?
Set into this day with just, hear the call, play the call, focus on my fundamentals, and, go through the pure progressions and, just kind of play it from there. Like you're not knowing what you're going to expect. And I feel like I was able to be more decisive and quick and, really focus on my feet, which is the foundation for the rest of the play.
What value do you think there is in trying to view it that way and then kind of learning through that process?
Extremely valuable because, I was talking to Jets the other day in the locker room and, telling him the same situation. And he's like, dude, there's going to be a lot of teams this year that are going to show one thing on film. And then when they come play us and they play me, like they're going to show a different thing. So, it was just great to get exposed to that early on. And, just like training camp has been this entire time, great learning lessons and capitalizing on them.
Is it important, JJ, than a game as well? Because, it's 2 days and there's just so many situational reps as opposed to 12 plays on Saturday against the Texans.
What was the first part of your question? Sorry.
Does this help more?
Oh.
The joint practices as opposed to a preseason game?
I honestly think it does because you do get exposed to so many different situations. That's a great question, Judd. I feel like, just going against the ones every single time, obviously you do that in a game, but in this setting, there's you really don't know what you're preparing for. And, offensively, it's kind of just like give and take on film study and just executing the play and just being able to be in moments where, you don't exactly know what they're giving you. It's tremendous going into these games coming up because, like I said before, it's going to be like that for a lot of them.
It's been 20 or so months by the time you get on the field in September since you have played a real game. Just what's your level of anxiousness to get back out there and to start proving yourself?
I just try to focus on day by day, step by step, obviously I'm extremely excited because, this group of guys is, one of the most special groups I've ever been around. And, it's coming together in a very special way, but there's still a lot more we can do to improve and get better and, be more connected and resilient. And, I just, chomping at the bit, but, I'm excited to see the boys work, this Saturday and see what they do against them, when it's game time.
Yeah, kick their ass.
The pros that you want back, have you found maybe a commonality of something, or are they all separate situations?
I feel like just getting comfortable with off-platform throws, just being able to, feel those is extremely huge because throughout the rehab process, nobody's diving at your feet or, there's a rush in your face. So I feel like just, little things where it's like, oh, that body position felt this way. This is how I need to manipulate my arm angle. I should get it out earlier.
And you can tell he understands the game, man. He's learning the game even more, right? You see the mental aspect of it, bro. He's getting the game. It's coming quicker. It's coming quicker, bro. In time, he will have it down pat 1,000%, homie. Smarts, football smarts, IQ. He has that, but not only that, he has the skill set with it. Crazy arm power, bro. That's all they talk about, right? The man's arm. Now he's getting the timing down, being better with the accuracy, understanding when to put touch on the ball, that he don't always got to sling it in there too hard. Put a touch, throw a floater, dog, take some velocity off of it, take some heat off of it here and there. You know what I'm saying? Understand high ball, low ball, bro. It's all coming together, bro. I'm telling you, dog. It's all coming together. You hear me? Straight up, homie.
We're here, little stuff like that where I feel like it's going to pay dividends going into the season.
Is there a throw from today that you're most proud of?
Throw from today.
So this is post game pressure. Yeah, this is post game pressure. All right, bet. Boom. Let's get it.
It's nice to hit Aaron down the field. That's for sure. There's a little pocket movement before that, but I think just closing it out with JA on a little post in the end zone. That was I felt like.
And what he said, I know I keep cutting it off, but I gotta get it in, man. He said pocket movement, little subtle things, just moving, understanding movement, not major movement, dog. Not too much movement, just a little slight pocket, little slight slide to the left, slide to the right. You hear me, dog? Not too much, but understanding the game. It's all going to come to him. But little things like that, bro. Simple, but important, dog. You hear me? Straight up.
The location was where I wanted it to be, but that was one of those throws where I learned a lot from, just the feeling the pocket and, manipulating my arm. Would like it a little bit higher, but, he made a great catch and a great play. But yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there. The one to Jordan in the red zone, a little layer ball over the corner. That was something that I was working on a lot this off season. So, but the guys made the catches, they got open, and it was a lot of fun today.
Just talk about how you used to watch film in college compared to now. Like, have you learned how to do things differently, studying the film with coaches? Is there more film available, more angles?
I feel like it's all the same, just on what we get in the sample size. But, I learned this routine through Tom Brady. He actually gave me a great week routine to go through. And I've just had little add-ons here or there since I've been here. And, it's just like this process that you have to keep sticking to because it works and you can't let the outcome dictate it. But you adapt it a little bit on the fly. But I feel like just, the process that I've built and, relied on is something that I'm going to rely on in the future.
Share anything that Brady taught you?
I like to keep that private, but something that I'll just say, for all the kids out there, the number one thing he wished he would have done better when he was in college is hydrate his butt off. I mean, hydration is huge, and it affects.
Little gym right there, right? Keep your body hydrated, bro. Stay hydrated. Very important. Very important. You out there in the sun, you playing football. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no game. This ain't no gimmick, bro. You got to stay hydrated. That's why a lot of injuries happen, for real, I'm sure. And then you see the cramps, the extreme cramps. Stay hydrated, bro. Great gym right there, though, for real.
Everything else, so I'll just say that for sure.
Josh McCown, how much has he shaped your process when you're speaking of that? And then in general, how's your relationship grown with him as you get a full training camp?
Absolutely love that guy. I remember last year saying he's like an older brother to me, and it's been the same kind of relationship. And, just his process of watching film is really unique because, you know, he has this, I don't want to give away any, you know, kind of indicators to the opposing defenses, but he has a really unique process of watching film and, you know, how he dissects protections and all that. He gives, you know, great presentations for us to go through with the protections, draws up all the drawings and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like our relationship just continues to grow every moment we spend with each other. And, you know, you can't take for granted all the lessons he's been through, all the situations that he's had to overcome, and, you know, the resiliency that he has. Like, it's something really special, and we're honored to have him in the room.
What's your reaction to Donovan's blocking on that screen to Aaron yesterday?
I absolutely love it. You know, us Michigan guys, we get a little skeptical of the, you know, kind of mentality and the tough guy-ness of Ohio State, but he absolutely proved it. You know, it was a sight to see, and I just love how fired up he got after that too.
Shout out Jackson, man. Another rookie, man. Another young rookie ready, man. You know?
We love it. You know, us Michigan.
And Donovan Jackson, quiet, kind of talk. You might think you're a little soft the way he talk, you know what I mean? But get him on that field, a different animal come out, homie. A different animal come out around yonder. A different personality. It's all different, homie. Huh? It's all different.
Absolutely love that guy. I remember last year saying he's like an older brother to me, and it's been the same kind of relationship. And, you know, just his process of watching film is really unique because, you know, he has this, I don't want to give away any, you know, kind of indicators to the opposing defenses, but he has a really unique process of watching film and, you know, how he dissects protections and all that. He gives, you know, great presentations for us to go through with the protections, draws up all the drawings and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like our relationship just continues to grow every moment we spend with each other. And, you know, you can't take for granted all the lessons he's been through, all the situations that he's had to overcome, and, you know, the resiliency that he has. Like, it's something really special, and we're honored to have him in the room.
What's your reaction to Donovan's blocking on that screen to Aaron yesterday?
I absolutely love it. You know, us Michigan guys, we get a little skeptical of the, you know, kind of mentality and the tough guy-ness of Ohio State, but he absolutely proved it. You know, it was a sight to see, and I just
Shout out Donovan Jackson, dog. Straight up, no cap, bro. You hear me? Straight up.
love how fired up he got after that too. Yeah, he's going to be a great player.
How